Okay, so this is the digital copy of the one I just showed you. It's a blended photo of the family proclamation and my parents' wedding photo. There are actually four different photos in this one photo. So it's basically the same thing, the same blending, just repetitive. So your first photo, this is the Boise, Idaho temple. That's where my parents were married. I just got it from LDS Media Library, which it's free for use for personal, non-commercial use, so no worries like with copyright or anything. Um, and then I took that into Photoshop and changed it into the sepia, uh, just because I wanted it to be kind of this brown um, to match the texture photo. You can see this one's brown here with the temple and the texture. So this is my texture photo that I'm doing those brown colors with. Um, it's just from textures.com. Uh, you can see that here. Uh, it's a free website, free to sign up, free downloads. It's really nice for blending photos because you can get those rougher textures. If you didn't want, I like kind of like burnt pages kind of look, or like old pages. If you're wanting something that's like concrete or something, like they have everything, so it's pretty awesome. Um, so that's free from there. You can get the Family Proclamation on LDS.org, or I find it easier if you just Google it uh, and just look at the images. I chose this one because I like where this kind of red look and the family on there. Uh, and then you just want it to be a high quality photo. I I don't usually use lower hundred numbers. I like it to be like closer to 1,000 or more. Just because sometimes you're gonna be stretching your photo, and you'll see that when we're doing it. But you just you want it to be a good quality. You don't want it to be pixelated when you're printing it and things. And then my fourth image is just a scanned photo from my parents' wedding. I could go into Photoshop and kind of maybe do some lighting, maybe get rid of some of that kind of dusted look. Uh, but because we're gonna be combining so many photos together, it doesn't really matter to me. I'm gonna be getting rid of a lot of this around the edge anyway, because I really only care about them. So let's get started. So new, obviously you're gonna open Photoshop. Um, I switch it to inches here. If you like working in pixels or something else, or centimeters or something, you can do that. I just do it by inches because I want an 8 by 10 photo. So I do an 8 by 10 with the portrait orientation. Right now our resolution doesn't matter. Because this is just kind of the background, so it's not even going to show up once we put all the photos in there. So just create. There it goes. So here's your Photoshop document. I'm going to just save it real quick. Photo. You always want to save your documents, obviously. Okay, so let's just get started. Just go place embedded. You can do links. It just links to the file. However, if you move stuff around for organization or whatever, sometimes those links can get broken, and so I just do embedded because I think it's easier. I'm gonna do a textures photo first because I know I want the texture and the temple in the background, and I want the family and their photo in the front more. So we'll just start with the texture. And see, you're gonna have to stretch it a little bit, but it really shouldn't be a problem. Uh, you'll see it look pixelated if it is gonna have that problem. So you just shift or hold shift while dragging that, just to kind of so it doesn't get kind of stretched and weird looking. Control minus to zoom out, and then I'm just gonna adjust it to how I think it needs to look. I think right there looks okay, so just press enter. Notice my mouse isn't on there, it's just because it's on the brush tool. It's just not letting me do it, so just press V. You can move things around and stuff again. It's a blended photo, so we need the second photo. File, place embedded. I want the temple photo. And then I wasn't really wanting to use the full photo, so that's okay. I'm just gonna stretch it out here. I'm gonna cut off some of that grass, and then I kind of like it right there. I'm gonna bring that down a little bit. Okay, press enter. Okay, so how to blend your photos. You'll notice it's on this layer here. You're gonna add an adjustment layer, which is just this kind of, I don't know how to describe that. It's like a kind of like a camera or like a Japanese flag, I guess. You're just gonna click that, and it's gonna add this white layer, this adjustment layer, and then you're gonna click B for your brush. And so right here you have the black and white. Your black is gonna hide the layer, while your white is gonna reveal the layer. So I know I want to get rid of that sky, so I'm gonna adjust the opacity because I don't want any of it in there. So I'm just gonna adjust it to 100. And I press X just to switch that, so black is on top, so it hides this layer. And there it's coming through. And depending on how you really want to do it, you can decrease the opacity so it kind of fades in a little bit more around the edges here. I'm kind of doing 100. It makes it look really harsh right now. You can adjust the hardness here, just depending on what brush you want to use. I use kind of whatever's it's working with at the moment. And then I just kind of adjust as I go along. So decrease the opacity there. And it's okay if you cover stuff up. You can adjust it. I'll show you that in a second here. So you notice, like, I really covered the temple in there. You really can't see much of it. But I'm going to press X to reveal. So we're going to reveal the layer more. And I don't want it to reveal it too much, so I'm going to decrease the opacity. And I'm going to just make the brush size smaller, so just the left bracket. The left bracket decreases, right increases. Just that lighter, and get kind of close in there. That's what I want you to be able to see. And then just do that a little bit there. A little bit, just to kind of fade that in there. Okay, and I think I want to just do a little bit around the edge there. Okay, I kind of like that. That's basically all you have to do to blend a photo. So from here we just keep adding layers, keep adding photos. So we're just gonna go File, Place Embed. I'm gonna do the Family Proclamation next, and then obviously you gotta adjust it, shift and drag a little bit there, and then I like to adjust that just so the margins kind of are equal. And then again, you're going to add an adjustment layer. So you have it on there. And then you're on your brush. I'm going to increase my brush size. I'm going to, just with right bracket, I'm going to press X so that it hides some of this layer. And then I'm going to increase the opacity a little bit, be 48 or just like around 50 or so. That way we can see everything in the background. And just, there we go. I kind of like it to be darker around the edges, just because I like that burnt look. Let's do that a little bit smaller. Just that. Just because I don't want it to be too white in there, you know. Just kind of a circle kind of look. Okay. I think I like that okay. We're just gonna add another file. They're almost done already. So, add their wedding photo. And adjust that for size again. Shift, drag. Might be a little bit too big. Oh, okay, let's try that. And I want it to be on the bottom there. And I want them centered. I think that'll work. So we'll just press enter. Add adjustment layer. We're already on the brush. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger. And I don't want any of this temple behind them, so I'm just gonna increase it to 100%. And just go around them there. I'm going to decrease this a little bit and make this a little bit smaller with the left bracket. I don't want really any of that fountain in there for the grass. Go. And I think I'm just going to decrease it a little bit more and increase this with the right bracket, and I'm just going to go over them. Let's see. There's still a lot of the background picture in there. And you want to get rid of that so you can kind of just focus on them and the family. And if you look closely, there's the temple, that kind of thing. And then I'm going to go over it again because I want to be able to see the family proclamation. I mean, we're probably, people aren't probably really going to read it, but you want that kind of symbolism there. I'm even going to go over their faces again, but no worries. Let's see. I just want to see how much I want that to come through. You can just press X, makes that to the white on top, so that we can kind of just go back in here and go their faces a little bit more. I'm going to decrease this a little bit. That way we can kind of put them back in here a little bit more, but not too much. Control plus to get in there. Smaller. That a little bit smaller. X. I just want to see those words a little bit more. See, I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller just because I'm gonna make it so I can see their eyes. So I just press X. There we go. Okay. I think I like that. So we are done with our blended photo. Super easy. So now we're just gonna save it. Make sure you're saving the PSD document. And then